That was delayed.
So when we talk today, we're talking about measuring angles, and you can measure angles with this fancy little curved ruler called a protractor, which we will. But part of our standard is measuring it in non-standard degree tools, which basically means you get to create your own tool to figure out like the measurement. Because most of you, when you own a house, will probably not own a protractor. But at some point you're going to want to redo the baseboards or the cabinet or something, and you're going to have to know the angle measurement. So you can create a tool to help figure that out. So that's what we're going to do today with our paper. We're going to do a little bit of origami. I know y'all did origami in social studies, right? So we're going to do a very simple origami. We're also going to see how well you follow steps. Okay? All right. Let's see. I need this to be taller. See if it can make it taller. So you see my whole paper. And straight. Okay. So you need it portrait. Up and down. Up and down, okay? We're going to take this corner, and it's real hard, we're going to line it up on that edge to make a point, like almost like you're about to make a paper airplane, okay? You want to match it up as best you can, though, and get that corner real pointy. Real pointy.
I'm so bad at this.
As good as you can get it. And crease it. Yeah. Good little crease. Yeah, nice and neat. Not like that. Nice and neat. Okay. Okay, so now it should look like this. Yeah. Okay. Are we good? Okay. Then y'all watch. It's probably easier if you take it this side, and you're gonna fold it up. I'm telling you, it's real complicated. You're just folding it back up to meet the edge. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, looks like a little bouquet. Put some flowers in there, right? Okay. One more step. Ready? Guess what? We're just going to fold it again. Yep. Get that point real flat and pointy. Like so. Okay. You might want to put your name on it because you're going to need to use this tool on your homework tonight as well, so you need to keep up with it. I'm going to come around and staple it shut so that it's not just flying all over the place for you. You'll also inspect to see how well you follow directions. Question is, will you be able to show the person sitting next to you how to do it if they went to take their picture taken?
Yes, I'm more of a teacher than a learner.
We'll see what if y'all are capable of reteaching it.
Yeah.
It's not a sword. Not a sword. Not an airplane. Whoop, sorry. Got a little bit of a fat end on there. We all got our fancy little tools for measurements. Not an airplane. Oh, I lost my tool. Where's my tool? There's my tool. Alright, on the table. So, anyways. So we have our fancy dancy tools. We're going to set those to the side for a second. We're going to get to them in just a moment. But let's look at your bright yellow note. It hurts your eye. You're going to shine bright like a diamond. Come in close to see our vocabulary. Okay, so like I said, you haven't had angles since 4th grade, but tell me, what do you remember? What are some words you remember about angles? Jacob? And a cute little angle. Okay, Chloe? A right angle. Ariel? Obtuse. Straight. Sure. Yes. Vertical.
I'm for like 90 degrees, 180 degrees.
90, 180, all the things. What makes an angle an angle? What makes an angle an angle? Mason? It's a corner, right? It's where two lines intersect, right? At one point, and there's space between the two lines, right? That's an angle. We have angles all around us, right? There's angles in the ceiling, in the walls, and your chairs. Angles all over the place. So an angle is a shape or space formed by two, what we call rays, which are just lines, that share a common endpoint called the vertex. Y'all remember the word vertex by chance? Vertex is just a fancy word for corner, okay? And they extend in different directions, measuring amount of turn or separation between them, typically in degrees. So they extend in different directions, measuring the amount of turn or separation between them, typically in degrees. Yes, Stacey. All the fun. None it's arts and crafts.
Yeah. Who's going to teach him?
So once again, a ray is just a fancy word for a straight line extending into infinity and beyond in one direction from a point. It's basically a point with a line that goes on and on and on and on forever and ever. That's a ray. A vertex is just the corner. It's just the point. Okay? Or we call them a vertice. That means vertex plural. Okay? Is the end point, is a point in which two lines intersect, forming an endpoint. This is your vertex. A little bitty corner. Then we have degrees. Now y'all are used to the word, in the English language, you know, words have multiple meanings, right? Here recently we've been talking about degrees for what? The weather, the temperature, right? Like 20 degrees. It was like 17 degrees this weekend. It was real cold. But you can also use degrees to measure angles, so it's a unit of measurement. Used to measure angles. What symbol do we use as the degree symbol? It's like a little open circle up at the top, right? Now we're going to get into the words that you just told me about, right? You got an acute little angle. Does anybody remember what acute means? Close. Less than 90 degrees. Less than 90 degrees. It's an acute little angle. Okay. Cute little angle. Obtuse. It's not less than, it's greater than 90 degrees. It's an obtuse angle. If acute is less than and obtuse is greater than, then what is a right?
90 degrees.
It is equal to 90 degrees. It makes that perfect little corner. And remember, you know it's 90 degrees. Y'all remember about looking for the box? Little box. That little box tells me that it is 90 degrees. So like your little corners of your papers, guess what degrees those are?
90.
If you can draw a little box, okay, in them, a perfect little box, they're 90 degrees. Okay. A straight angle. Straight angle. Guess what a straight angle makes?
What's a line?
It makes a straight line is equal to 180 degrees. Remember, 180 degrees.
Please dismiss all 6th, 7th, and 8th grade band students. Students, please go to the band room to get ready for pictures. Thank you.
Okay, so these are all review words that y'all should know. And then what we're going to use today is what is this word? Protractor. Protractor, a tool for measuring the size of an angle. Guys, if you plan on building absolutely anything at your house one day, or anything in the world, you need to know what we're about to do. You need to be able to measure an angle. If you're going to be a homeowner, you're going to have to do some kind of repair at some point. If you're a dude, if you want to press a girl, be able to build something. If you can't build something, the girl's not going to be impressed. I'm just going to be honest. If you can't change your own oil, and if you can't do a project around the house, they're not impressed. Okay? Also, you need to be able to carry them out of a burning building. Just saying. That's my requirements. They need to be able to carry me out of a burning building, change my oil, and fix my house. That's my requirements. Okay? Alright, so here's where we're going to pause because we had some of our friends not do their lovely art project, and we need their art project. So, educate somebody on how to make your fancy little tool real fast. Okay? Go ahead, teach James how to make your tool.
How do I go to
Make that
this. Alright, we gotta do this quick. You just gotta go out there and play baseball. You just gotta catch it. You just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. Easy peasy, right? It cannot fly, has no wings.
I can make it one more time.
Alright, when you're done, I'll help staple it so that it stays together. Look at you, head of the game. Good job, the teaching done.
Just do it like that. That's all our troops so much you can
Alright, so this is the part where we are going to measure using our tool that we created. Okay? So, down here, alright, we've got the measure. So when you read an angle, this is important. Okay? This right here, you might want to circle it. This is important. Alright, this is the name of an angle. That little symbol right here means angle, JKL. You name it by the direction that the angle is formed. Okay? So that the point in the middle, K, is your vertex. So it's angle JKL, so JKL. Okay? JKL. Measure JKL in a non-standard units using your tool. So the tool we just created, we're going to measure it. Here, Caden, I made you a tool. See, it doesn't fly.
I count that as flies.
Alright, you're going to take your tool, just like it says, place the vertex of your measuring tool on the point K of angle JKL and line up the edge of your tool with KL. So this is line segment KL. We're going to take our vertex and line it up on the vertex of the angle. Okay? We're trying to figure out how many wedges fit inside this angle. So you're just going to flip it. So that's 2. Flip it again. Oops, 3. Flip it again. I got 4. You should have roughly 4 when you flip it. Now, if you get 3, it's probably because your point's a little too thick or your tool moved around. If you want to, you could put a little mark, like here. Okay, put a mark. I'm going to flip it over. Draw a line to line it back up. Draw a line to line it back up. And there's 4. Do you see what I'm saying? So I got 4 wedges. And that's all you're doing. You're just flipping your tool to count how many wedges there are. That's all you're doing.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, just focus.
You're just flipping it. Well, this is part of it. In a minute, I'm going to show you how to really measure it with your protractor. That's basically all we're doing today. Okay? Alright, so if you turn your page, that's using your tool. Now we're going to use the regular standard tool, which is your protractor. Okay? Now, with your protractor, I've got my little poster up there on the wall, and I realize it's got a glare on it, so you cannot see it. Alright, but I need to.
Katie's saying board.
Just be careful. Alright, so on your protractor, this is how you read it, okay? There should be a little dot in the middle. You line that little dot up on the vertex. Okay? Notice that you've got numbers on the outside and you've got numbers on the inside. Depending on which way your angle is open, depends on which numbers you read. If your angle is open to the right, you always start at 0. Okay? So if it's opening this way, if the open's on this side, on the right side, you use the numbers on the inside. If it's open to the left, you find 0 and you read it from the outside. Okay? You've got to be careful which direction you're reading your numbers because it won't make sense. So, here we've got a bridge with an angle A, B, C. It says a protractor is a tool measuring the size of an angle, and we want to measure angle A, B, C using a protractor. So it says locate the vertex of the angle as the center point of the protractor. Place the center point of the protractor on vertex B. So, you're going to take your little corner and you're going to place it. Can't see it now. You're going to place the circle on the center of B. Do you see that? Which way is your angle opening? Here's your angle right here. Is it opening to the right or to the left? To the right. So are you going to use the inside numbers or the outside numbers?
Inside.
You're going to use the inside. Now, it doesn't go all the way, does it? Like, it's the line, because here's the line. So what I would do is I would take the edge and make my lines longer and extend the lines so that you can see them better. Okay? And then I'd put it back over the dot. And now do you see where you can actually, like, the line, the ray actually hits a number on the protractor now that you extended the lines? You want to line up your bottom ray, this one right here, with the bottom line. Do you see these little lines right here in your protractor where the dot is? You want that bottom line to line up with that bottom line right here. So you want this to line up with here so that it hits 0. You want your bottom line to hit 0. And because it's opening to the right, we're going to use the inside numbers. So where does it end? At what degrees?
45.
It's between 30 and 40. What's between 30 and 40? 35 degrees. And that's all you do. Okay? All right, well, what if we want to make a measure that is 42 degrees? You can also use these to help create your measure. Okay? So it gives you the steps here, but basically, make a point anywhere on your paper. Let's have it open to the left this time. Draw a line. Okay. Line it up. Because we're going to have our angle open to the left, are we going to use the inside numbers or the outside numbers? So we want it to be 42 degrees. So go all the way to 40 and then to 2. 1, 2. Put a dot or a tick mark, it doesn't matter. At 42. Then you're going to use your straight edge. Line your tick mark up with your vertex. Draw your line. So this space in between here is 42 degrees. And that's it. That's our lesson today. Okay, so what we're gonna do, because you have your tool and you can't take this home with you, we're gonna go ahead and just do these problems from your homework tonight that require this. Now also on pair assessment, what I would encourage you to practice to do on pair assessment, there is the protractor tool with the same image. So I want you to measure it on paper, but take the time just to practice, because on milestones you're going to have to practice dragging and dropping like a digital protractor to measure with. So play with that inside your homework tonight too, or during verified time, or if you want to go ahead and do it now. Okay, but let's go ahead and look at problem number 2. These require a protractor. So use the protractor to measure angle LMN. So LMN, what direction is your angle open at? Left. So which numbers are you going to use in your protractor? The inside or the outside? Outside. So line up your dot with your dot and see it doesn't extend. The lines aren't long enough, right? So if you want to take and make your lines longer, you can. And then you read, are you using inside or outside numbers? Because let's think about this for a second. I land right here. I'm either at 135 degrees because I'm between 130 and 140, or I'm at 45 degrees. Okay? I'm at one of those, right? Look at your angle here for a second. What type of angle do you have here? An obtuse. Remember, obtuse is greater than 90. So which one of these is greater than 90? 135. So that's the one you're going to use. Okay? Does that make sense? So number 2 is 135 degrees. But you're going to use, right here it says use your tool. That's going to be the purple paper. you're going to count how many flips, how many wedges fit in there. So anytime it says use your tool, you're going to use your paper to flip to see how many wedges are in there. Does that make sense? It'll say use your protractor for this. Use your tool for the wedges. So you can go ahead and do number 4. Determine the measure of RST. Use your protractor. Here's RST. So you're measuring that wedge. Like I said, you may use your protractor to measure it. You may have to extend your legs, but try and measure that one.
This already in here.
Yes. Well, maybe not. I may have not have started it yet. Let me go ahead and decide. I need to find this an ankle saw. I need to find that ankle saw. Alright, it should be there now. But yeah, I would do all the ones that say use a protractor first.